So hey there guys, I'm not going to be my cheerful self today because I'm still feeling a little bit under the weather, but I do go back to work today, so I wanted to film a first impressions video on the Nude Mood palette by Colourpop. I picked this up at Ulta yesterday, so I wanted to film it for you guys. I sound a little bit nasally. I sound a lot worse than I actually feel. I'm actually feeling pretty good today. But I saw this palette at Ulta and I was eyeing it for a while and I was like wanting to get another neutral option from Colourpop to try. So I went ahead and picked up this palette. So I'm going to put my phone on Do Not Disturb because everybody is bothering me right now. I just, as soon as I sit down to film, always, it's like ridiculous. Every time. Nobody bothers me for the whole day and then all of a sudden, as soon as I sit down to film, everybody is talking to me. It's so annoying. So annoying. Alright, so I'm just going to go ahead and start. So anyway, I think for my crease shade, I'm going to use the shade Au Naturel. So this is what the palette looks like. It has, I believe, 4 true mattes and then 2 mattes with shimmer and then 3 shimmery shades. And these shades look super glittery, the shimmery shades. So that's initially why I picked up this palette, because I couldn't stop staring at the shimmery shades. And again, this palette has always been in the back of my mind to try from Colourpop because I love the Going Coconuts palette so much that, again, and you know what's weird is that I really don't have too many neutral palettes from Colourpop. I really only have the Going Coconuts, the Plush Like Me, and I would consider some of the other palettes neutral, but they're more like neutrals with like a pop of color. This color is going on really nicely so far. But I've heard nothing but great things about this palette. This is a lot of people's favorite, like, neutral palette by Colourpop. I haven't even swatched this palette yet, so I'm really excited to use it today. And I picked it up yesterday, and yesterday was my first official day to be able to be out of the house. So I ran a few errands yesterday. I went to Target. I went to the mall to pick up this sweater because I really wanted to buy this sweater from Lucky, and then I went to Ulta to pick up this palette. So, but Ulta's still having their 10% off promo going on. If you do a pickup order, you get 10% off of basically anything, like including prestige brands. So I just used that. And then I also earned points for the blush that I'm going to use today. So I used that towards this palette, so it only ended up costing me $10, which I thought was a pretty good deal. Even though I probably could have gotten that on Colourpop's website, but I ordered a different palette, and I didn't want to order 2 palettes at the same time, so. Okay, so to define the crease, I'm going to use this shade called Mugged Off, and that's one of the mattes with shimmer. And this looks like a really pretty, like, just warm neutral shade. And these mattes are almost smoother than the ones that are in the Going Coconuts palette. Because the Going Coconuts palette came out before this collection. And I've always thought, even though I love that palette, I always thought that the mattes were a little bit drier in that palette. Because, again, it is their older formula. These mattes are blending so smoothly. And I really, really like it so far. I knew I was going to like this palette. I mean, I already basically know, like, what palette I'm going to like from Colourpop. Because I've tried so many. Okay, and then for the outer corners, I'm going to use that shade Moody. And this is taking, like, no effort at all. And that's this shade right here, which is the darkest shade in the palette. I originally was finally going to pick up the California Love palette, but I was like, kept on looking at it at Ulta, and they actually had one back in stock. Because the last time that I went there, they didn't have it. So I was thinking about picking it up from Ulta, but every time I saw it in person, there's too many pressed glitters in that palette for me. There's like 2 or 3 pressed glitters. I just wanted enough, even though there's like really beautiful like warm neutral shades in that palette, and you guys know how much I love to wear those colors in the summertime. And I'm not like against pressed glitters, but not when it has like it's different than like the Sweet Talk palette, because the Sweet Talk palette, I love the glitters that are in there, and I think that that's a unique enough color story, and there's enough shimmer options in there for me. But this one was just like, I don't think I'm going to use it enough because there's too many pressed glitters in it, so I got this one instead. And then for my brow bone, I'm going to use the shade Bluffin'. And it's a really pretty brow bone highlight. I love that they put these matte brow bone highlights in their palettes, because then I don't have to reach for anything else. And that like makes or breaks a neutral palette for me sometimes, because like people want a palette that they don't have to reach into like a million different other singles and stuff like that, or palettes that have these shades in them. They want it all in front of them, especially for people that are in a rush for work or like wear the same palette every day. They want to rely on like one palette that has everything in it. So I love that it has that. So let me just pop on some glitter glue and then we'll do the lid. Okay, and then for the lid shade, I'm going to use the shade in the middle called Put On Airs. I don't know what that actually means, but it's a really gorgeous sparkly bronze shade, and I'm going to put that all over my lid. Yeah, that is beautiful. Oh my god. Why didn't I pick... I swear to God, I don't know why I take so long to pick up the palettes that I want from Colourpop. Because these sparkly shades remind me of the ones that are in the Lust for Dusk palette. And they aren't pressed glitters, and they're not Super Shocks either. They're like their ultra glittery metallic formula, and they're just so damn pretty on the eyes. And I don't have many palettes with this finish of metallics in them. And I didn't realize that this palette had them in there until I saw it at Ulta a bunch of times, and I'm like, wait, I should get this palette. I don't know. I don't know why it takes me so long sometimes, because this is so dang pretty. Oh, I love that. Oh my god. Alright, I already love this palette. Alright, I'm gonna go prime and everything. I might do my face off camera, because of course I'm already running behind schedule already, because I only have like a half hour now, so I'll be back. Okay, so I went off camera and did my base, because of course no one would stop talking to me, so I had to do it off camera. So for my primer and everything, I used the Do It spray from Colourpop, and then the e.l.f. Jelly Pop Primer. I love these two together for the summertime. And then for my base, I used the Anastasia foundation because I missed wearing this one, and it's pretty comfortable wearing a mask, so that's why I wanted to wear this one in the shade 110C. And then for my concealer, I went in with my Tarte Hydro Flex concealer. I love this concealer, and this one's in the shade Porcelain Sand. And then to set my under eyes, I used the Urban Decay Velvetizer. I've been whipping this out again, and it makes my under eyes look so good, so I've been using that. And then for my powder, I used the Urban Decay Stay Naked powder, because I haven't used this in a little while, and I really love how it makes my skin look, to keep it matte most of the day. And then I just set my face quickly with the Anastasia setting spray, the dewy setting spray. So now let's go back into the palette, and I'm going to smudge something on the lower lash line. I think I'm going to take this shade that I used as my defining shade and smudge it on the lower lash line. And then I'm going to use the shade Wink Wink on my inner corners, and that looks like such a beautiful sparkly color. So I'm going to use the shade Mugged Off and put that underneath. This looks like such a pretty neutral shade to use underneath. And again, these mattes are really easy to work with. And I know why people have raved about this palette so much. I'm just excited to go back to work, you guys, because it's been hard. Like the first couple of days, you're so out of commission because you're so tired that you don't want to do anything but watch movies and try and sleep as much as possible. But by the fourth day, it started getting to me and I started getting really depressed because I just can't believe we're in this position again. It just sucks, and I could go on and on and on about it, but I'd rather talk about my personal experience because I can't change other people's minds. Because, not to say that I'm still not going to be frustrated, but it is upsetting when this is the type of people it's impacting, because we did what we were supposed to do, and it's really unfair. Not just unfair, but also it's so dangerous that people are still getting sick and people just don't care. So I'm just gonna use that. It's just it sucks because then I haven't seen my boyfriend in almost 2 weeks, because I haven't seen him since last Monday, and it's now Thursday the next week, and I won't be able to see him till probably this Sunday. He wants me to take a test to see if it comes up negative, but my mom took a test yesterday and she came up positive still, and my brother took a test the day before that and he came up positive. And me and my mom have been quarantining for the same amount of time because she tested positive on Thursday and I tested positive on Friday. So I don't think it's going to make a difference. And I'm still sounding nasally. As you can tell, just my symptoms have subsided substantially. But it's not going to make a difference. But I'll still take the test. But I don't think it's going to make a difference. I don't know where the plastic insert went. There it is. Let me just put that back. Okay, so now I'm just going to do my liner. And I've been wanting to wear my Makeup by Mariel liners again, so... Wow, that Wink Wink shade really lit up my inner corners. That is so pretty. I see how it reflects in person. Oh my god, it's so pretty. I just want to mattify this part a little bit more. There we go. Because with the highlighter that I'm using today, it doesn't really matter if I put powder over it because it's pretty pigmented powder. Okay, and then for my liner, I'm using the Makeup by Mariel liner in brown. And then I'm just going to do my lash primer off camera. Okay, and then for my mascara, I'm going to use the Bad Gal Bang by Benefit. I'm actually using 2 Benefit products today. I didn't even realize that I planned to use this mascara with the blush that I'm using today. But I was like, I haven't used this mascara in a little while. And I actually really enjoy it. So I finally got the full size of the mascara that I wanted from the sample pack that I tried from Sephora. They finally had it in stock. I've been waiting for my Sephora to get it back in stock. I didn't realize it was such a popular mascara. I mean, they only have like a few usually because it's not like a full display of Cali Ray products. It's like, you know, like one of those end cap displays. But I picked up the full size of the Cali Ray mascara because that one was ended up being my favorite out of the ones that I tried. And what's funny is that the reason why I heard about the oh my god, how did I get my mascara all over my hands? It's amazing how I do that. I heard about the pack because of Andrea Mattiliano. And what's funny is that I think she said her favorite was the Item Beauty, and she liked the same mascara. And I liked the Item Beauty mascara too, but my favorite ended up being I'm going to use the Colourpop bronzer because I literally cannot stop using this. It's the only bronzer I've used since I have gotten it. Cannot speak today. And this is the shade Alviva Beach. I just love it. I love the shade for my skin. I love the formula. I just love this bronzer. I literally don't want to use any other bronzer. Like, it's just so beautiful on the skin. I don't know how Colourpop nails it for me with complexion products sometimes, but they just make some of my favorite complexion products. So anyway, what was I saying? This is what's happening. I keep on forgetting what I'm going to say mid-sentence. I don't remember what else I was going to say. Oh, yeah, the Cali Ray mascara. Duh. So I ended up picking up that one because that ended up being my favorite. And also, it didn't really make sense for me to get the Item Beauty one. And also, I don't even know if my Sephora carries that. They only carry select products from Item Beauty in my Sephora. But also, that one's a much cheaper mascara than the Cali Ray one. It's like $15. Okay, so I am going to be using a new blush for you guys on camera. I went and picked up these mini blushes from Benefit from Ulta, and the shade I'm using today is the shade Shelly. So I picked up two blushes. I picked up Peachin and Shelly, and I picked up the minis because I'm like, I don't need the full sizes because I'm not even going to be able to use up a mini. But yeah, I'm going to use this shade today because it's kind of like a pinky peach shade, and it's really, really pretty. But I find with these, they don't blend out like the easiest, so you kind of have to get a bit of product on your brush. Why is that not? Okay, I don't know why that's just sitting on top of my skin. I'm just gonna put a little bit more powder in this area because I don't know why it's doing that. The other shade yesterday blended out really easily, so, and also my mirror is all out of whack right now, so let me try blending it on this side. I don't know why it's just sitting on top of my skin. All right, that looks better. I think I just need a little bit more blush on the other side. But this is kind of like a peachy pink, and I think it's really pretty with this look. Just because it's not like super beige doesn't mean it doesn't go with this look. And plus I'm wearing a mask anyway, so if it doesn't go that perfectly, it doesn't really matter. But that looks really pretty. I like that. I wasn't sure if I was going to keep these because after the first time I used them, I thought they were pretty hard to blend. But I just noticed that you have to put like more of the blush on your brush because they're not that pigmented. You have to like build them up, which most people like that, but I find them to be a little bit powdery, but I like it, so I'm gonna keep them. Like, I need another blush, like a hole in the head. Okay, and then for my highlight, I don't think I've used this on camera for you guys, and I just wanted to use a loose highlighter today, so I'm going to use my Glam Light Frosted Flakes highlighter. And this one is so stunning, so I really cannot remember if I've used this on camera or not. But we're using it today anyway, so, I mean, it's super blinding, so might as well just use it anyway. Because I'm craving a blinding highlighter. I really didn't wear much makeup in quarantine. This time I wasn't even inspired to film. I was like, I'm just going to take a break from makeup I filmed 2 videos and I did a live, but I didn't wear makeup on Tuesday and I also didn't wear makeup on Friday. I filmed Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and then Tuesday I just didn't wear makeup. I just didn't feel like it. And I didn't feel like filming that day either. I have quite a few videos pre-filmed. You guys aren't going to see this video for a while, but yeah, I have a lot of videos that I need to get up. I mean, it's only like 5, but I have to film my favorites video, and then I have more things from Colourpop coming, so I'm going to have to film a haul at some point. And I got some more tops from Lucky, so... Oh, also, I'm probably going to get this palette today, but this is a palette that literally everybody wants, and I'm thinking about getting it later, is Melt is restocking the Muerte palette, and that is, like, one of the most sought-after palettes from makeup collectors. It's, like, literally, like, one of, like, the holy grail palettes. Like, if you have that palette in your collection, it's like you have, like, a coveted collection. Because, like, that palette was only available during, like, Halloween one year. Because they did, like, a, I believe it's a Day of the Dead collection. Correct me if I'm wrong. But it's such a beautiful collection. And I wanted that palette when it came out, but I skipped over it because I was like, I'm probably not going to use it enough. But now, since they're restocking it, I'm kind of wanting to use it. So I just set my face with the Anastasia Dewy setting spray, and then I'm just brushing through my brows with my e.l.f. Wow Brow. Just to give me... I didn't even do my brows the past, like, 5 days, so... yeah. I mean, again, I'm still wearing a mask, but here we are with a full face of makeup. And then for my lipstick, I wanted to wear a gloss with a lipstick, but there's no point of wearing a gloss because that's just going to bother me all day underneath a mask. So I'm just going to line my lips with Colourpop's Minute Man. This is like my most used Colourpop lip liner. I love this one. Because it's like the perfect peachy tone nude shade. Excuse me. I don't know if that looks decent. Oh yeah, that looks fine. And then for my lips, I wanted to use like a lipstick I haven't used in a while, but I just want to use the Kind Words lipstick by Kind Words Matte Lipstick. I don't know how I still have mascara on my hands. Explain that to me. Oh my god, I cannot with this. Like, how does that happen? How does it get everywhere? I really don't know. Oh, I love how my eyes turned out. And then for the lips, I'm going to use the Rare Beauty lipstick in the shade Creative. And I really like this formula. And I get, like, lipstick all over my hands. I don't even know. Oh, yes, that's so pretty. I'm just going to finish it off camera. Okay, you guys, so this is the finished look. Here are the eyes. I love how pretty and sparkly they turned out, the cheeks. Love that highlight, and the blush is really pretty with this look, and the lips. I love how everything turned out. I'm really enjoying this palette already. I can't wait to use it more, and it's just like a pretty sparkly neutral look, and that's exactly what I was going for. So yeah, I love you guys. I need to go, so please like and subscribe. Follow me on my Instagram at cbw819 and check out my Poshmark at the same handle. And I love you guys, and I hope you have a good day. Bye.